I want to redo and rebraid my hair. So as I do this, I have a little bit of just a thought process story time thing. Just, FYIs for yourself. Like, it's good to talk to people where you feel accepted, where you feel you can freely express yourself, where you feel there will be no judgment or hostility. You want that. In fact, you need that and you should crave that in your life. But once again, like, I always rethink, like, it's time to call it down, right? You can't tell everybody everything about yourself. In fact, sometimes it's probably better to be a little bit more aloof and a little bit more distant. This runs counterintuitive to extroverted culture society where everybody pretends to be best friends with everybody, to be very socially gregarious. But that doesn't mean that these people have close bonds and whatnot. It's along the lines of, oh, we should all get together and we haven't seen each other in 3 years, so to speak. So anyway, people can do that. But for me, just for me, is I want to have a few little friends, maybe one I can count on one hand that I call. Like, I'm not saying, like, you can have many, like, casual friends, like, sort of acquaintances. But when it comes to really good friends, it's like people that I can count on one little hand. And I'm just, sometimes it's friends that you've had for years. I'm not saying I can't ever meet new friends in the future. I will try to be open to it again. But once again, like, sometimes you just get burned a little. Like, when you get burned, like, when you just realize the situation was, and look, it's like, it's nobody's fault or anything. You just realize, oh, that person didn't really accept me at the end of the day. I'm like, it's good. It's good to just walk away and accept it for what it is, that we can't be friends with everybody, and that's okay. In fact, maybe it all happened for a reason, and it's a blessing, because if you can't be friends with someone, it's better to find out sooner than later, right? I think in any kind of relationship, friendship, anything really, it's better to find out sooner than later. And I found that out pretty fast, like, in certain situations. Like, I just was like, okay, like, if somebody has zero respect for me and I can't be myself, I can't express myself, and they keep telling me that this is how it is and I'm wrong, then I back off. Because that, you want to be around people that, like, build you up, because I always build others up. But if I find out at the end, oh, this person was supposedly, like, thought my friend, but they're not really building me up, and then I'm just talking about, like, simple things, basic things, and everything I say is wrong. Not everything you can say is wrong sometimes. It's just like, it's a mismatch, and you just can't be friends with everyone. And that's why I value, like, some of my blogger friends and friends I've known since college, like a small friends I've known since high school, like a very small group of friends, like, where I know, like, I can tell these people things and it's 100% acceptance. Like, these people, they just blow everyone else out of the water. It's 100% acceptance, because I've always done that for other people. But the thing is, most people can't do that for you. They just won't. And I just realized something about myself. I actually want those kind of friendships in my life, like really strong cookie 100% acceptance type friendships, where I can be fully myself and I feel like I can fully express myself without somebody, like, kind of getting down on something that I like to do. So I just am like, okay, well, when that happens, I back off. I think it's just best to let things sizzle out a bit. Like, as an adult, it's harder, I think, to be friends with people, to meet new friends. I don't know. Just my FYI. Like, also, too, I just don't ever plan again on getting super close with new people that I meet. Like, just being a little bit more aloof. And this all runs counterintuitive to the whole gregarious, outgoing, we should get to know each other, be friends, blah, 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 and talk mindset. So But at the end of the day, you always have to think about yourself too, because if you have been judged harshly, or you just know somebody wasn't like accepting of who you are, they got down on the fact you like to be a vlogger or something like that, you just move on with your day and you're like, okay, that's fine. Because blogging is always going to be a big part of who I am, and I kind of like doing it. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm moving on with my time, my days, and I are doing a blog next week about, this is the cool stuff, it's something about Hebrew text. And then we're talking more, you know, of course, I'm going to continue reading the books, watching the series about the Ottoman Empire, and we'll be talking about that. And then also I've been, like, she brought up some things about Louisa May Alcott, and on the live stream we do with Aya, I want to talk about how there's certain authors that were inspired by her, such as Colleen McCullough. I don't read as many novels anymore, like these days, but you know, there were novels that I read a few years back that I liked, and I'm not going to heavily criticize them, but I think it's okay not to agree with everything that an author wrote. And that's some of the things I'm going to discuss in my upcoming live streams with Aya. So yeah, and just kind of easing out of like, okay, I guess the number one thing I would say to someone is just know that when you're a nice person, that's really all you can do. And if somebody doesn't like you for who you are, you don't need to wonder about it at all. Like, that's it. Because you have to like yourself for who you are 120%. And if somebody doesn't, that's okay. Like, you just move on and you're like, I'm okay with that. And I've done it a few times in my life because I'm just like, yeah. And it helps you find these friendships where you can just be your true blue self, and you don't feel like you have to censor yourself, and you don't have to like it. You know, I've always been a very nice person. That's kind of the thing is I'm always too nice maybe sometimes, and yeah, I'm just too nice sometimes. So I've learned my lessons, and I guess I'm just gonna become more distant and aloof. Like, when I meet new people, like, kind of also in the whole dating realm too, I do that a bit until I get to know somebody and I can see that they just have that intrinsic property of being able, not property, but just that intrinsic trait of being able to accept somebody for who they are and letting someone express themselves and be fully okay with that. Because, you know, I think when it comes down to it, you just want a few friends. You want the ones where you can feel fully yourself, you can fully express yourself, you don't feel judged. Like, those, to me, those are very important characteristics of a friendship, because I try to let people be fully themselves, not judge them, not tell them who they should be, you know? And I kind of like those things back. So, but it's rare. It's very rare to find, and you will only ever find it with a few people that you click with. And it probably takes a lifetime to find those few people, you know? I haven't always, like, so yeah. Anyway, those are just my thoughts on how, yes, you should always be yourself. Like, be yourself all the days of your life. Don't ever feel that you're lacking in any way, because you're not. Like, when you're truly yourself, like, you're never lacking. You are you, and you have values, and you have so many things that another person doesn't know about you, and they're not gonna see, you know? And you don't have to make them see it. You can just wander away and you go on to the next thing, and that's just kind of my style. It's truly my style. I don't ever, because, you know, at the end of the day, if you know you've been a nice person and all you ever was nice to somebody, and then you come to find out they didn't really like you very much, yeah, you don't have to worry about it. So please don't. Like, sometimes friendships end for a reason, or just acquaintances or actions. You weren't destined to know that person. for more than a short amount of time, when you think about it afterwards, you're like, well, at the end of the day, that person didn't really like me at all. Like, especially when they put down your creativity of blogging. Like, to me, that was like, I don't know. Because I'm really proud of some of the creative blogging stuff I've done in my life. And I've always encouraged other people. And I guess that was just the thing, that to have somebody tell me that blogging was bad. I'm like, really? Are you kidding me? Yeah. So I'm over it. But just being judged like that, you're like, really? All I ever was accepting of this person. They could be whoever they were. And I never told them that anything they did was bad. You know, that's the funny thing. I let them be themselves all the time. But then when it came down to it, they told me they thought it was bad. I like to blog. And I should do things differently. And I'm like, okay. So decided to let that go. Because I'm like, at that point, you don't value me as a person, and I was just trying to share something that I really like doing as a hobby with you. I had no idea that it was going to be like that. So you have to be proud of your hobby. Like, if it's something that you enjoy doing, I love to blog. I love to do live stream. So yeah, and I'm going to keep learning new things, sharing new ideas, being curious about the world. And I don't think technology is bad. I don't think like having a blog is a bad thing. People who, okay, here's the thing. I don't like black and white thinking. There is a gray area. You can use a blog for creativity, for good. You can use anything for good. If something is so like, oh, this is all bad, this is all good, we need to minimize this and that, you can speak for yourself, but you shouldn't tell other people that blogging is negative. Like, really? Okay. Interesting. I don't know. Some of my best memories are the days like before HubPages kind of went downhill, when I met all those really interesting people who wrote about a variety of topics. I enjoyed that part of my life. Like, that was about a decade ago and more, and I was making money doing it, and I was having so much fun in my free time, and it was exciting. It was really a good memory, just that I was open-minded enough about technology, that I was an early adapter of technology, that I was able to see the good in technology, not just like declare it all this one thing or that, and embrace it. And yeah, so I don't know. Anyway, so I just want to let you know, like, if you're a blogger, you're gonna get a lot of criticism. If you do anything like online content creator, people will criticize you. It's just, it comes with and one person told me something. She's really smart. I really liked her take on this. Was she doesn't listen to other people's opinions. Like, they can say whatever they say, but she just does what she wants. And I'm like, you know what? That's the best way to be. And I think I was just too overly sensitive in the past and listening to what other people had to say about something I like to do. And if you really want to get down to it and be truthful about things, you don't need to listen to somebody else's opinion about any kind of hobby that you like to do. Any sort of thing that you enjoy doing. Hi. You need to just like do what you like what you do. And you don't need to justify who you are to these other people, so to speak. While I'm thinking about that, more even Steven. Well, this side is pretty hefty. Sometimes when I rebraid my hair, I just kind of smooth it down as I go. And then I'm like, well, this section, let's see. Actually, that's too much hair for mine. No. Oh no, my hair got stuck on the part of the shower rack. Wow. I don't like that. Later. I don't know. Like, okay. So now we're going on to another topic. Magnificent Century. I've been watching this show. Okay, I'm sure other people have heard about it before, but I didn't discover it until like 3 weeks ago. It's a series. It's a Turkish series based on Suleiman the Great. So I'm reading the subtitles for the series. I've watched like 22, 23 episodes. So I was so excited about it at first. I was like, oh, this is so great. This is so great. But I've kind of lost steam on it. So I'm just kind of like, but this is the funny part. I'm watching like these fan creations about what's true and what was fictionalized in the story, and I'm kind of getting more into those. So I'm not saying I'm not going to watch any more of it, but I guess this is where I lost steam on Magnificent Century. It was where Harem and everybody, they were hiding because the Janissaries are having a revolt when Suleiman's off hunting in the woods, and the Janissaries are revolting because they're upset about the big wedding celebration that Abraham Bergali had, and oh my gosh, we didn't get paid, and they're storming the palace. And you know, I've read a few things about the Ottoman Empire, but I'm not a Turkish history expert, so I don't know how much of this is fiction, how much of this is historical. The show is very heavy on the fiction. Like, it's basically like the Turkish version of Rain. Like, the costumes, like the women's costumes are beautiful, but Turkish women did not dress like that in the 1500s. Like, they didn't wear those they just didn't. So it's very much for a modern audience. It's a fun show, but you know, there's a lot of historical inaccuracies, and I don't know, I'm like, I still want to watch it, but I just kind of ran out of steam when the Janissaries are attacking, and then they're hiding, and I leave off. Oh yeah, the royal family, they're hiding down in the like basement cellar of the castle, and Suleiman's coming to get them, and I'm like, I was real excited about it up until this point, so I don't know what it was about that just kind of, maybe I just was real excited about Harem's rise, even though this is very fictionalized, her rise to power in the harem, and that part was so exciting, and like the conflict she had with Madivaran, and it's basically a soap opera, and you're just sitting here binge watching, reading captions for a soap opera for hours on end. And I don't usually watch a lot of shows, and I was just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there watching this, and I even started drawing the picture of Harem with Aya because we were doing a live stream about it, so I need to finish that. But I'm kind of burnt out on the show. I don't think I'm going to be finishing it right now. I don't know, because it's just a show, really. Like, I feel like Okay, this probably, some people don't like this, but sometimes I don't finish a series if I lose interest in it. Like, I used to love Big Love. Oh my gosh. Big Love has some overlap here, by the way, because it talks about like jealousy and multiple spouses because of Bill Paxton. He kind of has a Suleiman the Great type thing going on, and he is the man, and they're all the women, and they're jealous of each other, and it's very soap opera-y. And I used to love Big Love until the third season, when Big Love, where the guy, he's a Mormon, by the way. There's a lot of polygamous Mormons here in the U.S. They just pretend that they're not polygamous because it's not legal to be a polygamist in the United States, but a lot of them just sail under the radar, and they are really polygamous. This is interesting. Like, it's a whole thing. There are women that have written books about escaping polygamy because not all of them were 18, or not all of them wanted to marry the men. But anyway, in this story, this fictionalized story, they all wanted to marry Bill. But it just, there's some overlap to this and the Suleiman thing where these women are all jealous and they're vying for his attention. It just has that similar kind of theme going on. So it kind of reminds me of that sometimes. Like, I can watch a show like this up until a point, and I'm still wanting to read the book about Harem. I've kind of lost I was real excited about the show at first, and then I'm like, I don't know. So I don't know if I'm going to watch more of it or not. Like, it's not that it's not a good show, it's just I was getting real excited up until this part where the Janissaries attacked the castle, and I don't know what it was about it, but it was kind of super violent, even though compared to American shows, it didn't show as much violence, but I'm just like, ugh, like, there's just something about it, and the fact that they were going to go after all these, I was like, it just really, it's like, well, I'm still interested, but I'm just kind of like, do I want to keep watching you? Do I? Don't I? I'm kind of on the fence about it right now. So yeah. Anyways. Maybe I should start braiding my hair. Okay, so my parting thought for this is like, just finished braiding my hair. So it's called Love Yourself, Love Your Life, Know Your Value, be super happy within yourself. You don't need anybody else to like affirm these things for you, and have a great day.